Greetings, fellow time travelers and apocalyptes. Eric John Apocalypse here, and if you haven't noticed by now, once again, spring is the thing. And oh boy, if you've been looking out for the apocalypse, then these last few months did not disappoint.
The fuse on the powder keg that is the Middle East continued its slow burn unto oblivion. Remember October 7th, 2023? That's when Palestinian terrorists, Hamas, snuck into Israel from the Gaza Strip and raped, dismembered, and or burned alive innocent Israeli civilians. 1,200 dead. The Israeli Defense Force responded by bombing much of the Gaza Strip into a wasteland and continues to do so. An estimated 33,000 Gazans have been killed to date, many of them being innocent women, children, and the elderly.
33,000! Yikes! Now, I know the Bible says, I shall avenge thee sevenfold. Well, sometimes tenfold, depending on which book you're reading. But 33,000? Let's crunch the numbers here. That is 27.5. 27.5 fold. Overkill anybody? Look, I stand with Israel, but it's kind of like when you're at a bar with your best friend and he's causing a drunken scene and everyone's looking at you and you're like, I just met him.
To further stir things up, the Houthis, a rebel group / pseudo-government in Yemen, have shown support for Hamas by attacking cargo vessels in the Red Sea almost daily since December 9th. The U.S. response has been restrained. It should be noted that the Houthis are financially enabled by Iran, who also funds terrorist organizations such as Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. It's their little way of destabilizing the region without getting their hands dirty.
Look, guys, if you really want to support Hamas, how about some food? Yeah, an estimated 1.1 million Gazans are facing death by starvation.
Though Israel is allowing at least partial aid to arrive in Gaza, they are also bombing humanitarian relief trucks and saying, oops, sorry, our bad. Though in their defense it was at night and they could not see the logos on the trucks. Those responsible have been removed from duty.
Look, I know this whole mess is super complicated. That's why I've put it all in a little tiny nutshell, just in case you haven't been paying attention. But for now, let's move on to some other apocalyptic events that have happened of late.
Ukraine. Remember them? I guess not, because they're running out of munitions and we're not doing a damn thing. The worst Congress ever has yet to pass off on an aid package for Ukraine as Russia steadily advances. For $85 an hour, these guys can't even agree that water is wet. It's almost as if some of them are siding with Russia as Ronald Reagan turns over in his grave.
Yes, I know Russia has invaded Ukraine, but Ukraine is not the real target, are they? No. The real target is us, the U.S., Europe, and the entirety of Western civilization, which Putin would want nothing better than to watch burn. If we let him win in Ukraine, he's one step closer to that goal.
Hell, Congress, that's practically treason. Though I suppose the definition of treason has changed lately. Thank you, Supreme Court.
Lastly, some minor signs of the apocalypse include, but are not limited to,
the King and future Queen of England have been diagnosed with cancer. God save the King and future Queen. In Baltimore, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after being hit with a cargo vessel. This took 6 hard-working lives and disrupted shipping at a vital port for weeks following. The largest earthquake to hit the Northeast in 240 years weighed in at 4.8 on the Andy Richter scale, though thank God no one was hurt. And of course, Beyoncé released a country album to critical acclaim.
Look, I know some people might think I'm a little weird. But thank you for watching, likey, subby, and remember, you will survive the apocalypse or die trying.
What the hell?